Until you confront the darkness within you, no one can truly love you, not even yourself. This is not just a dramatic statement. It's a truth most people spend their entire lives running from. But today, we will confront it together. Most people search for love like it is a treasure buried somewhere outside of themselves. They look in the eyes of strangers, in the warmth of a lover's embrace, in the temporary approval of a crowd. Here is a truth I've learned from the depths of the unconscious mind. You will never be truly loved until you begin to love the parts of yourself that you've hidden away in shame. You see, the love you think you want is not the love your soul truly craves. The ego wants attention, validation, comfort, but the soul, it wants wholeness, it wants reunion. And that reunion is not with another person, it's with yourself. There is a reason why relationships fail, why people betray themselves in the pursuit of connection, why loneliness persists even in a crowded room. It is because we project our unloved self onto others. We beg them to love us in the ways we refuse to love ourselves. This is the domain of the shadow, the parts of us we disown, deny, and discard. Our anger, our fear, our envy, our wounds. These pieces do not disappear when we reject them. They grow stronger in the dark, and then they erupt in our relationships, our addictions, our depression. What you don't own owns you. Let me tell you a story, not just from a textbook, but from life. A patient of mine, let us call him Franz, came to me many years ago. Outwardly, he had it all, a prestigious job, a beautiful wife, 2 children, but internally, he was crumbling. He was consumed by rage, jealousy, and shame. He didn't understand why love felt like a cage, why he pushed away the people he loved most. As we worked together, he uncovered a memory, something buried so deep he had forgotten it. As a child, he was told that crying was weakness, that boys don't show emotion, that vulnerability was dangerous. So he buried his sensitivity, his need for comfort, his tenderness. He became a mask, a cold, strong, a respectable man. But the truth was, his heart was starving. He couldn't love his wife because he didn't even recognize his own pain. He couldn't receive her love because he didn't believe he was worthy of it. Only when he met his inner child, scared, rejected, weeping, did something shift. He held that child, and for the first time in decades he felt whole. That was the beginning, not the end of love. You may not be Franz, but I ask you, what part of you have you buried? What emotion have you labeled as unacceptable? What truth do you keep in the shadows? Until you face it, no relationship will satisfy you. Because you're not asking for love, you're asking for someone to fix what only you can heal. People don't love you. They love the version of you that you present, the one who hides the scars, who performs, who pleases. But behind the performance is a soul aching for authenticity. And here is the paradox. The more you deny your darkness, the more it controls your life. But the moment you turn toward it with compassion, you begin to reclaim your power. In our modern world, we worship perfection, flawless images, curated lives, constant self-optimization. But the goal of the psyche is not perfection, it is integration. To integrate is to say, yes, I am both light and shadow, both strong and scared, both wise and wounded. And in that radical acceptance, something miraculous happens. The shadow loses its grip. You stop projecting your pain onto others. You stop demanding salvation from your partners. You begin to offer what you always needed, unconditional presence. This is not a message of despair. It is a call to courage, because the path of wholeness is not found in the comfort of denial. It is forged in the fire of self-confrontation. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat alone in silence and faced yourself? No distractions, no scrolling, no pretending. Can you look into your own eyes and say, I see you, all of you, and I do not turn away? Because that is where real love begins, not with another's approval, but with your own self-recognition. And when you truly do this, something extraordinary happens. You stop chasing love, and you start attracting it. Not because you need it, not because you need, but because your wholeness radiates a light that others can feel, even in silence. Let me share something personal. In my own journey, I too faced shadows I did not want to see. I was trained as a scientist, a man of intellect. Deep inside, I encountered visions, dreams, voices, parts of my unconscious crying out. For years, I feared I was losing my mind, but in truth, I was gaining my soul. It was not madness, it was initiation. The unconscious is not our enemy, it is our oldest ally. It does not want to destroy you. It wants to complete you. But only if you listen. We must stop outsourcing love. It is not something you get from another. It is something you uncover within. The world can only reflect the relationship you have with yourself. If you abandon yourself, the world will abandon you. If you silence your truth, the world will misunderstand you. If you live in fear, the world will seem threatening. But if you meet yourself with kindness, courage, and curiosity, something changes. You create a resonance, a frequency, and others, those who are also doing the work, will find you. That is real connection. That is conscious love. I say this with all the conviction I have earned in a lifetime of studying the soul. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not unlovable. You are simply fragmented, split into pieces by trauma, culture, fear. And your task is not to affix yourself. It is to gather the pieces, to become whole. When you do this, you no longer beg for crumbs of affection. You become the source, and from that source, you give without depletion. You receive without fear. You love without losing yourself. So I ask you now, what is one part of yourself you will stop hiding today? What is one truth you will finally accept? What is one wound you will begin to tend, not judge? The journey is long, but it begins in a single act of self-honesty. If this message resonates, do not let it fade. Pause the video, sit with it, write it down, speak it out loud, begin the work. And if you found truth here, share this video. Someone you love may be lost in the same illusions you are breaking free from. Let's build a world where wholeness is more valued than perfection. Because no one will truly love you until you truly see yourself. But once you do, the whole world begins to change.